Were they surprised, or were they?
I mean, again, this was literally a family production, right? That my auntie Leslie was on set every single day. You know, even before we, you know, like she came back from London and immediately was like having family meetings, being a line producer. My mom also being very much an
How
active.
important was that support?
It was super important
was
because
necessary.
it literally wouldn't have
It wouldn't happen without my mind.
Yeah, because NYU, just to give you a little context, you know, like when I was pitching my film and the class, to give you more context on the class that I was in really quickly, that I was in a class called Advanced Narrative, which is a year-long class, and NYU is super competitive, one of the best film schools in the country, and to be in this class, only you had to first semester workshop your script, and at the end of the semester you have to choose half of the class to make their film. So from the very beginning, people are very scared and like are working super hard to make sure that their film gets greenlit by NYU. But because I had a black narrative and my narrative was about black godliness, that nobody in my class, me obviously being one of the only black girls in my class, nobody really supported me. And that people were emailing me, telling me that I was a reverse racist, and all types of things were happening at NYU. And I couldn't find crew. I couldn't find producers. I'm like, how am I going to make this film? And I have no producers. I have no line producers. I don't have any crew. I really just had me, my brother, and my mama, and my auntie. And that kind of was the narrative for the entire film. So when we say that we're even amazed that we were able to do this, it's because we made this whole entire production, flew a whole bunch of people out to Trinidad, a big production, a high-level production with 4 of us who neither of us had any producing experience.
Learning as we're going.
That we were completely learning as we're going. Yeah. And yeah, I still am trying to find support from NYU. From the students to hopefully, you know, like support me. But it's tough. It's tough to be able to pitch these types of stories that are so racially conscious. Yes.
Well, what kept you going?
I'm passionate, and that, you know, like I'm passionate, and that every single day people are.
Also.
Yeah, I had a good team also. Absolutely.
You got a good team.
Absolutely. But I think that in the stages of wanting to, when I'm pitching my film in class, it's like I'm going home every day, and on the news people are getting killed. And it's like, this film has to happen because, like, you know, like it's just no brainer that the fact that my classmates are so resistant to my film and this narrative just speaks masses as to why this film is even more necessary than it was before. Or no, not even before, but why it's just necessary, you know, that it's not clicking, that even in the height of Black Lives Matter and that all of these things are happening and black people are getting killed every single day, that people still are resisting these narratives. And that's kind of just like, I don't even you know, like it just was kind of perplexing to me.
What is your gut telling you about the success to this film?
Okay, can I like start off with that? I might have
go
with Chelsea,
yeah.
But like for me, like I always I believe that everything kind of happens for a reason, and everything happens when it's supposed to happen. And I really feel like this film is supposed to be heard and seen right now, and that, like, you know what I'm saying, if you like look at the Emmys, or it was the Emmys and Viola Davis and what she said about, you know, black women in film, and how right now, like, that pretty much that black women can't get awards because they don't have the opportunities to be seen in the film industry, you know. And so what this film kind of represents is that exact narrative. But not only does it even reflect that exact narrative of just the black women, but it's also taking the whole immigrant narrative, and so it's a very political film, I feel like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whereby it's like, you know, right now you have Donald Trump talking about immigration, and there's all these talks in the politics about immigrations and foreigners, and there's always these narratives that like are constantly played in politics in the United States of America. And this film is kind of giving a story from another perspective. Also, I'm sorry for going too long, but I just have to turn this. I just have to make sure that I get across in this interview. And I really want to talk also about like for the digital age of film, and the many opportunities that's bringing for different types of stories to be told for black female directors and producers, and even black male directors and producers to actually have stories that maybe would not have gotten picked up by the mainstream 4 years ago, but now because there's the internet and there are all there's things like Netflix, and there are things like all these internet platforms, there is a lane you can reach your niche audience. Mm-hmm. If you know that there are individuals in some country, in some somewhere that can relate to your story, whether they're in Brazil and they practice candomblé, or whether they're in Trinidad and they practice a similar religion, because we found out that this was going on all around the diaspora.
So you're saying don't give up on your idea.
And you can reach whom you want to reach. If you have an idea, you can reach your target audience.
Afrofuturism.
Yeah.
All right, this is a good segue into that.
Okay.
What does it mean to you?
To me, Afrofuturism just means within the narrative of this film is really just envisioning a better world through your art. You know what I'm saying? And so pretty much what this film does, even though it's set in the present day, by what it's doing is it is kind of reanalyzing the stigmas that are put on African spirituality and our ancestors in general. So it's like I think what Afrofuturism does is it kind of takes you backwards to look forward.
Yes.
So that's what we're kind of doing in this film. We're taking you backwards. We're tapping into our ancestry to say, look at the world that we could be created if our ancestry and our ancestors and in these aspects were able to be celebrated in the same way that somebody who is from Italy, his ancestors are able to be celebrated or something like that. So that's really what it means to me.
How does your spirituality affect your daily life?
It's very important to my daily life. It's like almost the most essential thing. Like on Instagram, I'm gonna do a plug for Chelsea too. My name is Positive Person 32. And Chelsea is also Chelsea Director.
Chelsea Director underscore.
Yeah, and so but the reason why I'm Positive Person is because what that really means is every single day I try my best to be a positive person, even in times whereby everything in my soul is telling me, Emann, like just do, like, you know what I'm saying, just like lose control for a second. But no, I'm like, no, I have, it's something I'm trying to do, and I have to be the change that I want to see in other people, you know.
All right, let me go to the chat room.
Yeah, no problem.
Vaughn said, hi Selwyn, enjoying your conversation with Emann and Chelsea. Can you please ask them what other projects they have in mind?
Should we plug it?
Okay,
So, okay, I'll do it really quickly. So we had such an amazing time in Trinidad that I individually went to apply for the Fulbright Scholarship and hope to use this film to allow me to go to Trinidad to work on a feature film with my brother on Carnival. Kind of talking,
awesome.
Yeah. So that's how we're gonna say that we're hoping that Oregon does very well in festivals, and that it gets a lot of attention, and that people trust our vision and our creative talent, so that we can continue to make different films within the diaspora. And that, to be honest with you, I feel like the Caribbean really doesn't have a film industry right now. And you know how you have Nollywood, which is kind of, even though it's only Nigeria, it's kind of, like an African industry. It's international. Then you have Bollywood and we have Hollywood, but like there's no lane for the Caribbean. And me and my brother are trying to help build that. Like that's my goal.
And our stories need to be told
in general,
in the Caribbean and everywhere, but especially because we're from the Caribbean, and it's had such a big impact on our growing up and who we become, that we really want to tell these stories. That, you know what I'm saying? Like, definitely. I think one of the other inspirations for this film, at least for me, is growing up and just hearing so many just folk stories from back home, and all these different types of folk stories that we didn't even really understand, but that like over time we realized that it had an impact on us, so that's part of it.
Let's talk about some of the actors. All right, tell us about Helen Bain. What did you find appealing in her, and why choose her for this particular role?
Well, I think Helen is beautiful, and Helen is, and that, to be honest with you, that's the first thing. Helen is a graduate from NYU Tisch School of the Arts, and in general, NYU lacks black people. In Tisch, NYU really doesn't have that many black people, black artists in general. So in our graduating senior class, if we're just throwing out numbers, if there was 1,000 graduates, they might have been 10 black people. So we knew each other, and Helen is just super talented. And I honestly wrote the character for her. And even though, like she didn't know at the time, but I tell my brother, this is the girl I want to play the film. So she didn't even have to audition. She came on board in the first semester of my class and came in and do a line read, and that was kind of her audition. But she's just awesome. She's talented, and she's on MTV doing commercials about empowering yourself to find your color beautiful as a dark-skinned woman. So she's also an activist and just a beautiful person.
What about Trey Harris?
Trey Harris also, my friend actually Gandhi from Oshun I told her I was looking for an actress, and she was like, yo, I saw Trey Harris in Newlyweds, and I think that she would be perfect for your film and would also really vibe with your film. And Newlyweds is a film that's currently on Netflix. You can check it out. And Trey just an amazing spirit. I emailed her agent, and her agent got back to me and told me that Trey was interested in reading my script. And I told her that Tanya Pinkins, who plays the role of Mama Lola, who's a Tony Award-winning actress and was featured in All My Children. Shout out to Tanya. Tanya, to kind of give more of a narrative, Tanya was one of the first people who read my script and gave us a chance. Like, I sent it to her, and I was like, like, there's a kid in my grade who got a famous person to be in their film, and I'm like, if he can do it, then I can do it. So I literally every day, my brother would get CC emails. I'm emailing like 60 actors a day, and I'm like, I didn't even know they had this many black actors in the industry because we don't see them. But I found all of them and reached out to all of them, and we were having conversations with high bar people who were in Color of Purple, read our script and support us. But like
people on shows on VH1
are talking to us we're in negotiations and asking us about our script. People who were in Cool Runnings, actors who were in Cool Runnings, read our script, and yes, I mean in general.
But I asked my friend Mike Beach to tune in tonight to listen to you guys, so I hope he's not busy and he's online.
Oh, great.
That'd be awesome.
The statement, I became free when I stopped being afraid. How does that statement resonate with you?
All right, so it was a perfect statement because it was actually, when I went to new school, I was an advanced screenwriter. So I studied film when I was in undergrad. I studied film in Sarah Lawrence College. So I studied production and screenwriting, but then I went to new school and studied primarily screenwriting. So that really is the last line of a feature-length screenplay that I wrote called Saturn, which is another kind of sci-fi, like crazy, it's just a film that kind of goes out there, but it's just a film that it was the first feature-length film that I wrote that I'm not even know what I'm gonna do with it yet, but it's just
We're
the last
one.
I like that.
We should make it. But pretty much it's the last lines to that film, and it's when the character realizes that he became free from everything. In general, it's like a deep moment whereby he's like, I became free from the world, free from myself when I stopped being afraid. When I realized that I had to just be myself regardless. So that's what it's about.
What are some challenges in the filmmaking industry, Chelsea, that are surprising to you, that you're discovering that surprise you?
To be honest with you, I don't think there's anything in the film industry that surprises me, because every time I tell somebody I'm an artist, people don't believe me. So it's like, I know, the narrative that you get is that being an artist is super hard and you should go to be a doctor or a lawyer, and shout out to all those people because we obviously need them. But nobody really ever believes that an artist will become a successful artist until it happens, and then you're like, great. But especially as a black artist, I am very aware that the narratives that I wanted to say and put out are going to have even a harder time to get picked up and get money and get money and investments, and that's to me the hardest part, and to have people want to support your film and fund your film, and that's a no-brainer, especially because of the kind of voice that I want to have, that I feel like this is a challenge that I will consistently face unless I am able to build a fan base and a network of people who really support me and see the value in the art that I'm making as activism, as things that can spark change and enlighten and empower people. So yeah, I mean, I think that I was fully prepared when I decided to go to NYU, super expensive school, and become a filmmaker, that it was going to be hard, but I've just always felt like I was prepared to take on the challenge and to take on the journey.
What are you hoping for Uri Inu?
I mean, we're hoping, there's a lot of things we're hoping, right? But I think that Ori Inu, like my brother said earlier, is we're trying to create a movement. We're trying to, I'm very Afrocentric, and I'm very conscious and enlightened and care about my ancestry, and I romanticize about ancient Africa and African empires and the Dogon tribe from Mali and all these types of things, and I want to educate people with Ori Inu, and at first from the street level, just empower people to love themselves and to build international unity. Me and my brother are African and Caribbean, and growing up, we kind of faced, I don't want to say rejection, I feel like that's too harsh of a word, but we weren't always accepted by our African American peers, or we weren't weren't always accepted by our African peers because we're American or our African family or whoever, you know, like it was, or our Guyanese family, you know, like because we were mixed, it was always like, oh, like you're not African enough, you're not American enough, you're not Caribbean enough. So with Ori Inu, you know, we want Ori Inu to be it's literally a celebration of blackness, that we want people to be able to connect with other black people and to see other black people as their brothers and sisters, and to not have all of this diversity amongst races. So that's the movement aspect of it. And I don't know if you want to chime in at any time, Emann.
But let me ask you, I want to touch on this journey in search of self.
Yes.
All right? You both on this journey. You started it. What have you discovered about yourself, Chelsea, that has surprised you?
I don't know. And it's sad to say, but I feel like I've always been somebody who's pretty sure of myself. And even though, and I'm a person that often doubts myself, even though I already know who I am, and I feel like I kind of know who I am, and that this film just allowed me to further blossom into the person that I always felt like I was supposed to be, as opposed to helping me to completely learn something. So it helped me learn to love myself. It helped me to learn to embrace the fact that I'm a beautiful brown woman, that I'm African, my last name's Odufu, and that it rhymes with doo-doo like people would say when I was younger, and it make me mad. Or, you know, like I'm okay with bringing curry to work and it's staining my silverware. And those are all things that I feel like kind of happened in this search of self, in searching to love myself. And also, I feel like it just helped me connect with my family a lot more. That even though it's a film where we do business, that my brother said earlier, that we as a family have gotten so much closer because we're always working with each other, and that you can't linger on personal because there's business to be done. Allows our relationship to flourish, and that we have to motivate each other because there's no option. We're all in this together.
And you, Emann, what have you found? What surprised you about what you found?
I just found that I realized how, and it's gonna sound like kind of that, but I realized how strong I am. Like, I realized how courageous I am. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I always knew that, like, I was, you know, sometimes I had one of my friends told me a long time ago, and a whole different, it was a different Emann too. He's like, Emann, one thing about you is, like, you're very fearless. Whatever you do, you take it on and you just do it, balls to the wall, and you don't really care, and you don't even, like, almost like you don't have any fear, right? And I feel like in a lot of times in this project, there have been so many times where I'm like, yo, man, I really could be doing this. Like, I could play it safe. I could be trying to get it like this, doing this or doing that. And for me, I realized that, like, I had to kind of just be strong and be like, I have faith that what we are putting together is going to work out, and I'm just going to go on that. I'm going to go on my faith, and I'm just going to keep on pushing on my faith. So it showed me how courageous I am, how courageous we are. Because it's not only me doing that. It's not even only my sister doing that. It's my whole family doing that. It's like we're going on the faith that what we created is we believe is strong, and that as it's even shown more, people will understand more of what we were trying to accomplish. But we're happy to be at the point whereby we're starting to begin to show what we've been working on for all these months.
And so it helps to have the family as a foundation.
Yeah.
It helps, definitely.
So Chelsea, I'm curious about this. What do you intend to do with this, with all this currency of confidence that you have accumulated?
I want me and my brother to take over the whole film industry. Like, I'm trying to revolutionize film, art, the world. You know, like, I tell people all the time that I want to win a Nobel Peace Prize, and my brother tells me that he wants to be a diplomat, and that we both want to have aspirations to work at the UN and do lots of things, but all through art as a platform to do so. And really, I really do believe the sky's limitless, and you know, like, I don't know, do you have any?
No, I mean, what you said works for me. I mean, I think that it really and truly, this really opened up my eyes to the power of just being dedicated, and what you can do with the help of the community around you. Because everything from this was all, like, even the actors, everybody just believed in the script and they supported. They're like, this has to be made, and we were we came to this not knowing where our funding was going to come from, but it all somehow came together because we just had a willpower to succeed.
And Burby's in the chat room said, White Trinidad, any interest in Guyana?
Of course.
I mean, yeah, that's where we come from. So we definitely would be interested in shooting in Guyana. We just have an experience in Trinidad and wanted to tap into the carnival aspect of it for the film.
How do you balance the rigors of filmmaking and your personal life? What do you do for fun?
We have no personal life.
Not right now.
Not right now. For the past, like, if we're being completely honest, for the past year that we've had no personal
So
life.
the message you would give to the young people that are tuning in here tonight is that
To not have a
sacrifice is very important.
Yeah, sacrifice is very important. And I think that, you know, if you aren't busy, then you aren't doing something right. You know, like if you have all the time in the world to just hang out, then, you know, like if you're not putting the energy into achieving your dreams. So yeah, we have no personal life, and I'm not mad at that.
Not right now. There's enough time for that. I feel like you can work. It's no point. You can work hard now, and then they'll play later. There's gonna be time for that later on.
You said, Chelsea, that and your journey of search of self, you didn't find anything was a surprise you because you know you got all this confidence and so on. But did you find anything, or what did you find surprising about you in making the film?
I don't know. And it's not, again, like I probably sound super, like, just overly confident, and that's
okay.
And by no means, but I just am very confident in my skills. You know, like I've been training in art school since I was 13.
Well, let me ask you this way, right?
Yes.
How did you deal with rejection? How did you deal with the no's?
It doesn't even it Kanye shrug. If you get the reference, I Kanye shrugged it off. You know, like this is me being in film school and having to make films like this and wanting to make films like this since I was a freshman, and I realized I wrote a paper when I was a sophomore about how my classmates just don't get me, and that I would make films and my films would be very strong and people didn't even want to really comment on my films, and that I as an artist was like, you know what, if you don't want to comment on my films, even though my film is probably really strong, that I'm going to just make films that make you uncomfortable, and uncomfortable not in a negative way, but that I'm going to be so honest about my experiences and my truths that being uncomfortable is just a natural reaction, and that I felt the energy in the room now. Like I'm making products in my class and I'm like, you don't have to say anything because everybody in the classroom just does it, is just shook. Or this is, yeah.
So what is one thing about you people are surprised to learn when they get to know you?
Can I answer that? About her. I would say that Chelsea is kind of goofy. Like she's very serious and like you know her, like if you meet her and talk, she's about like I'm so confident, I'm so motivated, and she is. But like if you know her in a personal life, she's also very goofy. She just has a good person. I'm sure you guys can tell she has a good personality, and she's very like I don't know what's the word, like vivacious or a bubble. I don't know what's the word for it. But she just has like a bubbly personality that I think that attracts people to her.
So Chelsea, how would you answer that for him?
I think that everybody would call my brother a visionary, and a genius. And I think that my brother is a genius, you know, like he kind of glazed over his experience taking the SATs when he was in like 6th grade and acing it and getting a scholarship his whole life. But honestly, you know, like people, if you talk to my brother, you would just be amazed at how much he knows. And it's like, I don't even know how you know all this stuff. You know, like we can go to a Christmas party and he's talking about Ethiopia in the 20s, or like, you know, like randomly knows that in Trinidad that you know, like somebody took over the government for 3 months and is now hanging out and like knows what they're doing right now, and it's like, how do you know all this information? And the other day, actually, what's really funny is my mom was going through my mom keeps all of our report cards from elementary school, and she found she found poems that my brother wrote when he was like 7 years old to like from like 6 years old to about 13. And my brother's like 10 years old talking about the Black Panther Party. And I think for my brother, he's even like, wow, I was really smart. And I was like, what? I'm like, what? Why are you so smart, even?
I have a few minutes more. I want to get some questions in here between the two of you. Who are some Black women you admire and respect, Chelsea?
I mean, I definitely respect my mom and my auntie. That's just number one. You know, like obviously things are difficult sometimes, but I love them a lot, and they motivate me the most. And it's very much tough love, but that tough love is what. If we didn't have that tough love, me and my brother probably wouldn't be sitting here.
What kind of music calms you down?
I don't know what type of. I'm gonna just plug my sister's Oshun. I haven't told them this. If everybody hasn't checked out my sister's OshunNYC.com's music, then y'all should.
Who's music?
Oshun NYC. They just performed at Afropunk over the summer. They performed on Saturday at the African Music Festival with Lev Nubians, who's also in our film.
And D-Jenna?
Yeah,
I'm a
D-Jenna.
classic, man.
Yeah.
Shameless.
Sorry. But I honestly didn't tell them, but I for a while would listen to their album every single day. That I know every single song on their project, and that when making Oregon, OshunNYC.com.
Tell them the old depth of gratitude to CWS Journeys, right?
Yes. But they're in our film also. You know, we're not just saying they perform in our film. So they're part of our film, and they're family to us. But for me, definitely, that Oshun is somebody that I listen to every single day, and that their music's empowering. Their music is for me. You know, like it's rare that I listen to music that I'm like.
Can I answer that really? I'll say one word. I'm really into Future, the rapper right now. It's comedy for me.
Oh my God. When are you most happy?
When we accomplish things. I feel like I'm happy all the time that my brother's positive lifestyle is something that I've adopted because he taught me to, and so I'm pretty much happy all the time. But I think that I'm most happy and proud of myself when I'm able to see something that a dream kind of not be a dream anymore. That is something that becomes concrete.
If you could write a note to your younger self, what would you say?
It might sound really cheesy, but like honestly, just stay true to who you are and never let anybody mute your voice.
Mm-hmm. You, Emann, what would you say?
I would say that even though sometimes it may seem scary, just keep pushing.
Keep pushing.
Yeah.
And she mentioned you writing poems at 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on. Yeah. Well, what do you miss most about being 8?
Being 8, it was a little bit more carefree. You know, you really had like I played a lot of sports. Things just kind of when I was 8, things kind of just fell into place, right? But now I have to maybe kind of do a little bit more planning before things hopefully fall into place. You know.
What about you, Chelsea?
Yeah.
I did the same thing. Strangely enough, I really don't remember that much what I was doing at 8 years old. I know I was playing soccer and basketball, BD basketball at St. Philip's. But yeah, I feel like the carefree aspect of it. I always work really hard. But yeah, it was just being a child. It's being having fun, going to play dates, going to kids parties, and like now we don't have.
Actually, I do something to add to that. I think when I was 8, I was kind of a nerd. And like I was like, and I spent my life afterwards, like maybe after 8. I got lots of like awards and I got lots of awards when I was younger. But as a result of that, like I kind of like almost wanted to like almost dumb myself down to like fit in with people. Right now, like where I'm at right now is I'm at the point where I've kind of started to accept the fact that like I am an individual that.
So you dimmed your lights and
a little bit. Now I'm not.
Exactly.
I'm confident in being myself.
Finish the sentence, both of you. I look forward to Sunday evenings too.
To hopefully get an hour or two to relax before going to sleep, to wake up on Monday to start grinding again.
And you, Chelsea?
I think it would be the same. Sundays are my intended relax day. It doesn't always end up that way.
Never.
What are you most thankful for?
My family. My family got me to this point. My family has held it down tremendously for me.
And you, Emann?
I'm in strategic, so I'm thankful for James Bartlett at the Mokata. I'm thankful for OK Africa, Alyssa Klein at OK Africa. And I'm also thankful for Afropunk and their support of the film, and everybody that supported the film. CWS, Selwyn Collins, I'm thankful for you.
We are so thankful for you.
We're extremely thankful for you.
You guys see I'm beaming all over here.
We're so thankful for you.
If you could go back in time, what would you tell your 15-year-old self?
Chelsea, you want to start this one off?
Let me focus in on Chelsea here.
What would I tell my 15-year-old self? My mom's probably like, what would you tell your 15-year-old self, Chelsea? Like, I feel like it's at the tip of my head, but I'm trying to find a way to execute it properly.
Well, I think what I would tell my 15-year-old self is that, and it seemed like, why would I have to tell my 15-year-old self this? but like, there's more than like the hood or your environment. Like you're more than your environment. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like I should have known this because I when I was 15 I was doing a lot of things as well. But it's still, I feel like even for me being an exceptional kid, I still had the pull of my neighborhood that was you know what I'm saying?
Right.
As a kid you still have these peer pressure and these things that you have to deal with. So I would have to tell myself that there's more than your immediate neighborhood. It's a global world. Think big. Keep thinking big.
I like that. I have two more questions for you. I want quickly, and I want to piggyback on what you just said, because that is a very powerful message for young people. If you mentioned the environment, even though you had all of this acumen, you're brilliant and accomplished a lot academically and so on, what do you tell young people who are struggling with their environment, struggling to overcome their environment or to be in spite of their environment?
I think the most important thing to always remember is that yeah, like I feel like sometimes people, you can become a creature of circumstance. You're like, oh, this is my circumstance, therefore I cannot do anything. I can't do this, or I can't do that, or I can't do that. But just to never let your circumstance define what you can do. So it may be hard, and it may take a lot of work, and nothing good comes without hard work in general. But that don't become a creature of circumstance. That you are more than your environment. You are an individual. You're more than your family, or you're more than your bad influences that are in your life. You are yourself, and you can forge your own identity in America.
That's my last question. Both of you. What makes you laugh out loud?
Everything makes me laugh out loud because I'm really goofy, and that's just honest. I laugh at myself a lot. That I'm on Snapchat and make ridiculous Snapchats and think that I'm really funny.
Sorry.
No, yeah.
And you, Emann?
I would say the same thing. I think we're both really goofy. That's the side of us that you guys don't know. Like we just crack jokes all the time. All of our friends, we crack.
When's the last time you had a great, good, down deep in the belly laugh with your mom?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Deep in the belly laugh with my mom. I mean, I feel like we laugh all the time. You know, like our family has so many. It's so dynamic that we could be having a super passionate, intense business. I wouldn't say argument. You know, business argument. And then we're chilling on the bed and laughing, and
awesome.
you know, so that's just part of working with family in general.
Well, thanks to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah,
This is so much fun.
This is a lot of fun.
This is so much fun.
Was it what you expected?
Oh, can we get a chance to plug our Kickstarter?
Come on, that's why you're here.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. So right now we are in our Kickstarter campaign. We have, I think, 13 days left. We're trying to raise some money. So pretty much the way you can access our Kickstarter is by logging in at Kickstarter.com and putting in Ori Inu Film, ORIINU, and it should come. Insert yourself, but it should come up when you put ORIINU. And pretty much we need the support of the community to have to finish this project. And we have 13 days left, and we're hoping that people will see the work that we put in. And Chelsea, you can say some words if you want as well.
And just for people, because I feel like a lot of people don't know what Kickstarter is. Kickstarter is a crowdfunding campaign that allows for people who you don't know and as well as you do know to essentially support your art. So with Kickstarter also, if you don't make your goal, you don't get any of the money. So all the awesome people who have already supported us, thank you very much. But we won't be able to get any of those funds if we don't make our goal, and our goal is $15,000, and right now we only have about $4,000, and it's 13 days. So in 13 days, or 12 days now, we're trying to fundraise a substantial amount of money, and it seems kind of impossible right now. But we have all the days, and we hope that you connect with us, that you connect with our film, and that you really take the time to support us, to understand that you supporting us is supporting a movement, that you're supporting young people who want to have a voice, and that will be the change for the next generation.
This one film will pave the way for 5 films or 6 films, and those films will pave the way for even more. So,
to inspire people.
so that's kind of how we look at it.
But make sure, really quickly, we want to put something else. So our Kickstarter campaign is live 13 days. If you haven't checked out our website, www.oriinufilm.com. We have Instagram, we have Facebook, we have Twitter, and they're all at Oriinufilm, ORIINU Film. And again, really quickly, I'm gonna shout out the rest of my cast. So we have Helen BNA, Trey Harris, Tanya Pinkins, Oshu NYC, Led Nubians, Fola Sade, Trayvon Lyle, Michael Dauphin, Lyric Dorsley from Newark. So if you can check out all of our information about our amazing cast and all the amazing things we have going. Our press, we just had an article drop today on OK Africa. So if you're interested to see some of our press, we had Huffington Post write an article about us, and they said our film shall be epic. Afropunk dropped our trailer, so make sure you check out our press also to kind of get more of a deeper understanding of Orient.
And one last plug, we are also proud members of the Caribbean American Chamber of Commerce, based in Brooklyn. Shout out to Roy Hastic, shout out to Camille Hastic Ortiz, shout out to Jamil Debe, and shout out to the Caribbean community, shout out to the diaspora community, and the Mokata again. Thank you.
Quickly, before you get off, Borby in the chat room, Borby said their passion and drive are infectious. We look forward to seeing the film.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Please support us.
Guys, thank you so much. This has been so much fun. You know, we've gone, oh my gosh, we're like 10 minutes past the time because we're having so much fun. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
This is Selwyn Collins saying, fear not what fear whispers to you, fear your obedience to it. Good night.
Give us the divine power to fight back. Tonight, we will experience emancipation and absolute freedom.
This baptism will revoke any evil inside you. Trust me. As long as you serve this God, the only God, you'll be fine.
Jadoki told me that Yemaja has been visiting you in your dreams frequently.
No, it was a long time ago. But you shouldn't force me to go to church. I'm 18 now.
But you're still a child. And I'll be damned if I allow you to bring that condomble shit into my house.
Mom, I'm just trying to find myself.
Tonight is the night that we come together and give praise to our beloved Orishas. We give thanks of our courage and strength to be open about our faith, our struggles, and those of our ancestors. For years, we were forced to worship in the shadows, but tonight, these Orishas give us the divine power to fight back. Tonight, we will experience emancipation and absolute freedom.
This baptism will revoke any evil inside you. Trust me. As long as you serve this God, the only God, you'll be fine.
Jadoki told me that Yemaja has been visiting you in your dreams frequently.
No, it was a long time ago. But you shouldn't force me to go to church. I'm 18 now.
But you're still a child. And I'll be damned if I allow you to bring that condomble shit into my house.
Mom, I'm just trying to find myself.
So go. Find yourself.
Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade. water. God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water.
Stop streaming.
I'm so happy that my boss came today, like, because the 2 editors are going to Atlanta tomorrow for a screening in Atlanta.
All right, so Chelsea. All right, good. Listen. All right, so I'm recording this, so I should be able to get it off of the article. So this is being recorded.
Emann always was a peace sign. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, definitely. So how often do you do these interviews? So is it like at least like twice a month or?
It's twice a week.
Twice a week, okay.
Tonight is the night that we come together and give praise to our beloved Orishas. We give thanks of our courage and strength to be open about our faith, our struggles, and those of our ancestors. For years, we were forced to worship in the shadows, but tonight, these Orishas give us the divine power to fight back. Tonight, we will experience emancipation and absolute freedom.
This baptism will revoke any evil inside you. Trust me. As long as you serve this God, the only God, you'll be fine.
Odufu told me that Yemaja be visiting you in your dreams frequently.
No, it was a long time ago. But you shouldn't force me to go to church. I'm 18 now.
But you're still a child. And I'll be damned if I allow you to bring that condomble shit into my house.
Mom, I'm just trying to find myself.
So go. Find yourself.
Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water. Wade